Hulk vs. Broly is an age-old question us nerds and weeaboos have been arguing about for years, and Death Battles has finally decided to make a video on this topic. If you're here, I assume you've already watched Death Battles' video and know that they said Broly won. Finally, an anime character actually won! After I heard their description of what they said Hulk can do, I was actually thinking he may win, but after hearing how strong they calculated Broly, it makes sense they had Broly win. I myself am no expert on the Hulk or comics in general, so I can't say too much in regards to him, and I won't give a final verdict on who I think should win this battle. But I have a self-certified doctorate in weeabology, so I will give you my educated opinion on what they said about Broly. When it comes to the Hulk, they said he destroyed a universe before, so that would obviously put him at least at universe level. Then they said Hyperion came out unscathed from two universes colliding, and Hulk was able to bloody him with a punch. From the scan they showed, it did look like Hyperion was being hurt from those two universes colliding, so I don't know what their definition of unscathed is in this case, and I don't think Hulk making him bleed a bit automatically scales his punch at or above the level of two universes colliding, but it should at least be relative to it, so I'll give them that. The biggest problem I had with their scaling of the Hulk is their Hulk smash scene. They said Hulk originally matched Umar for 6 minutes, and then comes back for another round and matches her for hours. But in that second round they said they were Hulk smashing on the bed. So does that mean the first round they were also Hulk smashing, or were they actually fighting that time? Because I don't think 6 minutes of fighting can properly be scaled to 12 hours of intercourse. And even if both rounds were them doing the dirty, I don't really think how long you can last in bed can be scaled to your combat abilities like that. But I think from what they showed, Hulk was at least universe level to low and multi-universe level. As for speed, they scaled Hulk to Thor, who crossed the universe in 5 seconds. But that's a travel speed feat, not a combat speed feat. And Thor can fly while Hulk can't, so I don't think Hulk's combat speed can really be scaled to that. When it comes to Broly's power, I definitely see where they're coming from, and I've actually seen a lot of other people scale in a similar way they did. But I don't think that type of scaling is actually what is intended by the writers. Similarly to how I don't think how long Hulk can last in bed was supposed to be scaled to how many universes he can blow up. Let me explain. They start off with saying Super Saiyan God Goku and Beerus were destroying the universe in their fight. However, that was from both of them clashing together, and it took multiple strikes over and over again to threaten the universe. Not only that, it was stated that the shockwaves were getting stronger as they go out, which means it's almost like a chain reaction. Scaling the power of an initial strike to the end result of a chain reaction is sketchy. And this is further backed up by the fact that it was stated that even Beerus wouldn't survive if the universe was destroyed. And Beerus was far stronger than Goku was at that point, and actually around Broly's level in strength. They also implied base Goku could replicate that feat, but the only version of Goku that was stated to be on par with Super Saiyan God after the time limit ran out was his Super Saiyan form. If Goku's base automatically became as strong as his Super Saiyan God form, and if he kept all of his multipliers, then he would have been able to turn Super Saiyan 3 and become 400 times stronger than he just was, which makes no sense story-wise. Beerus already lied and said he was using 100% of his power, so if Goku could have just transformed and surpassed him, he would have. Narrative-wise, Goku kept the power of a Super Saiyan God, and actually got a little bit stronger afterwards, but that's as far as I would go. Also, the power between their forms may not actually be as big as they used to be after absorbing the God power, as base Goku actually did better against a stronger version of Broly than the one that was kicking Super Saiyan God Vegeta's ass. This just further goes to show how scaling like this can be unreliable. When one of the writers was asked if Goku could destroy the universe during the Tournament of Power, he said he didn't think so, and maybe if he became a god of destruction he could. Right after the Universe 6 tournament, Beerus was freaking out, telling Goku how Zeno was powerful enough to instantly destroy all 12 universes, and Goku thought that was impressive.
Listen, you fool. If the Omni King ever felt like it, he could easily annihilate all 12 universes in the blink of an eye!
Wow, that's impressive.
According to Death Battle's calculations, Goku should have already been far beyond that point, so this doesn't really make sense. Unless you go more with my logic. They also argue that the Dragon Ball universe is 9 times bigger than our own, based off of a diagram. But that diagram isn't even to scale, as we know King Kai's planet is tiny, yet it's comparable to the universe in that diagram. Not to mention the mortal realm looks closer to a third of the size of that diagram rather than 1/9. The fact that there's an afterlife in other dimensions does mean it should probably be bigger than ours, but I think saying it's 9 times bigger with confidence is a stretch. There are multiple statements and feats implying God of Destruction level characters are capable of blowing up the universe, and Broly was stated to be around Beerus' level, possibly even higher, so I do think Broly can be scaled to universe to low-end multi-universe level, just like the Hulk. They got Broly's speed based off of the speed of the shockwaves of Goku's and Beerus' attacks, but like I said before, they got stronger as they got further out. So by that logic, they could have easily have gotten faster as well. And no actual speed feats line up with Dragon Ball characters moving that fast. Even Whis with his staff, who's the fastest character in the universe, takes at least 20 minutes to cross the entire universe. You can argue travel speed versus combat speed, but in space, there's no friction, and you'll continue at your current speed until something stops you. So whatever your combat speed is, you would actually be able to maintain that speed indefinitely. So logically, there's no way Broly should have a combat speed faster than Whis' travel speed through space, which would mean Broly's speed is far lower than what they calculated. Not that it really matters, as they didn't give an actual speed feat for Hulk that can be used in combat either. So at the end of the day, I do think based off what they showed, Broly would ultimately be the winner. He has the ability to fly and shoot energy blasts, while Hulk is mainly just a brawler. This is a huge advantage, especially with characters this powerful, as the planet will likely get destroyed, and if you can't fly, you can't properly move around in space. To me, it seemed like Hulk's biggest advantage here was his healing factor, and if old Broly could do his punch, this would have been a problem. But as long as Broly is powerful enough to damage the Hulk, if he vaporizes Hulk's entire body with a massive ki blast, there's probably no regenerating back from that. So at the end of the day, I agree with their outcome, at least based off the evidence they presented. I just wouldn't go as far with the scaling as they did.